actually slams on the brakes and Trey almost goes flying through the windshield.
Dude, I was sitting behind Trey and I watched him go from like this position right here on the like thing, trying to just get any room at all. And then the Uber driver slams on his brakes and he flies up and like he's got to be like 2 inches shorter because I watched his neck compress like ridiculous.
He was like, I've been having neck issues for the past 2 years and I feel great now. He just doesn't have a neck anymore.
Bro, he got a high-speed chiropractic adjustment, dude. It was crazy.
And we went down some bad alleyways when we were over there. Like, I feel like, because when we were looking it up, I was like, okay, you know what? There's a lot of things saying, like, hey, people need to be, like, careful when they go to visit Vancouver, because it's not like it, was or whatever, and it's very similar to, like, Seattle or Portland.
We were the only Americans probably within 10 miles, and that lady happened to be with... I mean, a minority. And we were immediately like, hey, did you take this phone?
We went back to our roots real quick.
Oh, my God.
Anthony, Blake, and Dylan, the Cold Slice. Ooh.
Welcome back to the Cold Slice podcast. I think we have a huge update today. This is a no toppings episode again. We recently got back from a bachelor party and we're not allowed to talk about it. So we said we were going to film it and we never did. Thank God.
It was way too hard. There was too much going on.
Yeah. I mean, we had planned this whole thing where like, we're going to do podcast episodes up there and on the way back and like on the way up and all this shit. And, I mean, I guess to just summarize it, since we're back now, we went to Vancouver, Canada. We drove there, 6 dudes in a car, and then we went around to the bars, that kind of stuff. And then we went to Whistler, and then we drove back. That was the trip.
And nothing happened.
And nothing else happened.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a good time. It was definitely, we did our fair share of drinking there.
Yeah,
so that was an eye-opening experience. I feel like I think the last time that all of us were together drinking like that, we were probably 22 or 23.
Yeah, we were all single, I think.
Yeah, and young and full of life. And this time around, especially, I noticed for myself, I was like, I'm good for like one day. And then the rest of it's just like a terrible experience.
That honestly, though, we went to bed at a decent time Friday night, I feel like.
Friday night, yeah, because you wanted to leave.
Yeah.
We had done the driving up there, which I think saved us because we were all tired. Like, we got to bed probably, like 12-ish?
Yeah, it had to be.
Somewhere around there.
I think maybe 1.
The problem with where we were at in Canada is that none of the bars close at a decent hour like they do over here. So we're like used to being shut down, Yeah. But like when you have 6 dudes that are there all excited about, the bachelor party and wanting to party in a different country and everything, the fact that the bars close at 11 or at like 3 o'clock in the morning, was not beneficial to to us.
That is not a God-fearing country. That's for sure. That first night we went to like a Canadian casino, which was pretty cool. What I had told myself the whole weekend was that Canadian money isn't real money because the conversion rate was something like, what'd you say? Like
1.37.
Yeah. So I was like, that means that whatever I pull out right now is less than half of what I'm actually pulling out. That's not how that works. No, especially not with ATM transaction fees. So I spent a ton of money at the
especially
casino.
Like casino ATM fees too.
I know it was like $5 Canadian, and I was like, what? It's like $1 there.
I knew I was in for it because I looked at my bank account after that first night, and I felt like I did all right. At the casino, like I cut myself off a little too late, probably, as far as like spending and realizing I'm on a losing streak. But, I was like, I'm here to party. This is fun.
Well, there's also nothing better than standing around like a slot machine with your buddies, and like you would literally have everyone's last dollar in your in your machine, and you're like, ugh.
Giving it to the man over and over.
Yeah, we got up to 80 Canadian dollars, whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know
Did
who.
we pull out at 80?
I pulled out probably double that.
Yeah, I think I pulled out like $120 and lost it so fast.
Yeah.
Like way quicker than $1 a minute.
Oh.
Like, I was.
So we didn't make any money.
No, I misunderstood your question. No, we bet it down to 15 cents that we just left in there.
Yeah.
So that was the first night, and then we went to a couple we went to this dance club where it was like, we're too old to be going to dance clubs anymore.
We didn't even mean to.
We
to
were
be
the type
fair.
of people
Like,
that went to the dance club and then critiqued the DJ.
Yes. Okay, they were terrible though,
That
right?
was bad.
Yeah. Okay, I love techno music and I love clubs. I always have. They're like my favorite thing ever. And I don't get to do them very often because no one else likes them. But that club, we literally walked in. It was an $18 cover charge.
It was expensive.
Expensive. It's a double decker kind of club. So you can go upstairs. There's a bar up there. You can look down on the dance floor. And then you go to the bottom level, and that's where the dance floor is with another bar. The DJ, though, was playing the same beat over and over and over again on 90s techno.
With like 90s commercials on the projector.
Yeah. And it wasn't
say-
even popular 90s techno. It was like crazy, like deep cuts. And it's just like, they're deep cuts because nobody liked them.
Yeah.
You know? And then
Yeah,
you're overlaying the same beat for 6 songs. I was like,
there was one point and I was like, I knew I was kind of like, I'd had like a few drinks and I was having drinks because clubs make me super uncomfortable. Like that is like just not my vibe at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, like we walked in there by mistake and I didn't even know.
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were trying to go to this like speakeasy bar that like our waitress had told us about. And it was like right next door, but since it's a speakeasy, it was hard to find. And so
we
we're
just
like, wow, this is
assumed-
an easy one. And there's like a line to it. And then they're like, yeah, $18 cover charge. And I'm like, damn, this is a pretty intense,
Crazy
well-known
speakeasy.
speakeasy.
I
I didn't even know till probably the third, like, so I was like, this can't be the right spot.
Well, it was like, what's it called? Like the Red Fox Cabaret or something? Does anyone remember?
I think that's actually pretty close. But
close,
honestly, most of my memory is shot from that trip.
Yeah.
Foxhole, maybe? I don't know.
No, I think it was
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Fox Cabaret or something
Yeah.
like that.
Something like that.
So I walked up and I was like, oh man, is this like a strip club? It was my first thought. And then I heard the music and I was like, this is going to get wild in here. It wasn't.
When we first went in there and that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like they start so late in the night. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't even know what time we got there, but we couldn't have been in that bar for like more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, probably.
Before we were like, we're leaving.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say an
and
hour.
we got home by like 12-ish. So it had to have been like
Yeah.
maybe 10 or something we were in there. And there was like 6 people that weren't dancing, but they were like standing up there kind of like doing a little shuffle thing while the music's playing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an interesting club we're in.
Yeah, but we did end up finding that speakeasy right next door to that club, which was actually pretty cool. Like, if I wasn't so, exhausted, I was like falling asleep at the table. But if I wasn't so tired, I'm like, that would have been a really cool spot. But yeah, it looks like, what'd she say, an accounting?
Yeah, it looks like a CPA's office, basically. Like you walk in and there's like a little
Old chair and like
what's the type of phone that's called? Or it's like
a rotary.
yeah, is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like Rolodex. That's not it.
There was
there
one.
probably was a Rolodex on the table too, though.
Yeah. But it's like no bigger than the entrance is no bigger than a hallway. And if you're looking at it from the outside, it just looks like it's literally someone's office in a window. Mm-hmm. And then there's a door. And then you walk into the door, and then there's like I don't even know what the actual like speakeasy door was.
I don't know. Usually there's a password, but
Yeah. Oh, really? Is that what she said?
I don't know.
Oh.
No, but
Yeah, they did say there was a password,
Yeah, I thought she did.
and I'm glad they didn't ask for it because I don't
I think she told us what the password
Yeah, she
was. Yeah. And we would have been fucked.
something about kings or something like that. I think
Really?
I have no idea.
we were
actually.
kings.
That?
Nothing. I said we were kings.
Oh. I was like, was that the password? But I get it now. I get it. Yeah. So that was the first night, and then the second day we were there.
Oh wait, the other part though about the first night was that the Canucks and the Oilers were playing.
Oh, was it the Oilers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was like
yeah.
such a big deal.
Oh, that's right.
Because we got there, we're like, dang. I mean, I knew Canada liked hockey, and don't get me wrong, hockey's dope. But it's like, there's a lot of fans out here. Like everybody's in a jersey.
We were leaving the casino as the game let out, and then everyone was just piling into the casino, and I was like,
it was crazy. There was a lot of people out.
yeah, it was a weird time to be a Krakens fan. In that, I was like, oh shit, we're in the wrong spot. Yeah, that's true though.
I feel like that made it more obvious because I remember I was walking. I was like, I don't know how they can tell that I'm not like from here, but like they are instantly like. And it wasn't like I was doing anything crazy. I just go up to order a beer or something at the casino bar, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know, the cool thing about hockey is like this," and they started explaining like things in like layman's terms for me. I'm like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Well yeah," and if you're in the area and you want to check out some other cool bars, like they just instantly knew. And I'm like, I wonder if it's because I wasn't in a hockey's jersey.
Maybe. I don't know how they know though, because I mean, we weren't even wearing like the crazy. We wore these shirts on the second day, these Hawaiian shirts, all of us, but we weren't even being like obnoxious or like the usual tells
Yet.
Or so we
Yet.
thought, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, but we had just walked up like that first night at the casino, and we were like, you know, hey, we'll get a beer, and they're like, where are you guys from? Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Where are you from?
Yeah, I mean, somebody said it was like the accents, which I guess I could see, you know?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can instantly tell when somebody is like even a little bit from France, like right away.
That's true.
Yeah, so that was a good, clean, fun first day, and then the second day was a little less so.
The second day was the problem child for me, for sure. Like, I think it was, I had planned so many, like, different activities to jam in there, and they all somehow involved a little bit of drinking, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I got this, they have this cool thing at Stanley Park. It's called, like, their pitch and putt. So it's basically, like, just a real small, I wouldn't, par 3, if you could even consider it that.
Yeah.
So we all did that, but naturally we're having beers the whole time. It's also like was the hottest day that we were there for, and we're out in direct sunlight. So,
And there's a brewery right next door.
Yeah, and that's where we stopped off first, which I think really kick-started it.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah, and then we had to stand in line for a good while too. So like I think we had like multiple beers while we were waiting in line because it took forever.
Yeah.
Really sunburnt.
Yeah, definitely got sunburned.
My skin just stopped peeling up on my forehead. I don't know if it's even done really, but that was crazy, dude.
A lot of surface area to cover.
I know. I did, seriously. You guys know Walton Goggins, the actor?
No, I just know David Goggins.
Yeah, not him. But Walton Goggins is like, you guys ever seen The Righteous Gemstones?
No, I think we're done.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't watched it yet. It's too long.
The new Fallout. What about that?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's him.
The ghoul guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's him. Him and I have a similar forehead.
You guys do have similar foreheads.
Yeah, I'm not jacked about it, but it's, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we missed every reservation we made.
Yes.
We made the first one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Which
What
one?
was the first one?
The very first one at the casino, that rooftop.
Oh,
bar.
yeah, that's right.
Right.
But that was
on day 2.
Yeah.
I remember there being like
On day 2, yeah, we
two or
didn't
three
make a single reservation that I set, which was
still
kind of what I.
Didn't we still go to those places though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. The
No consequences. We just ruined someone else's day.
pretty much. Yeah. We probably just made a couple people's days. Like, oh, we can get you in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the pitch and putt, which was pretty fucking cool. I don't know why we don't have more public parks with golf like that.
I don't know, because that was a super cool idea. They had like a bunch of other stuff there too. But like we only did the pitch and putt. But they had like I can't remember, some other like weird games and stuff set up too.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a pretty cool area. Like I could see like if I went back there at some point, like actually spending a day there.
Yeah.
Responsibly.
It was cool.
And having a good time. They had a bunch of tennis courts, and looks like they were like actually like, which were right behind the brewery. So while we were sitting there, it was like people were paying like actual competitive games of tennis, which was kind of cool. Or matches.
I think they have pickleball over there too.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
I took it upon myself to keep score for the golf tournament. And
you
that
did.
got really stressful really quickly, and I ended up just giving up my own golf game. I started out decent, and then I just
Yeah,
started.
you did start out pretty good.
But I started taking the scoring way too seriously, and I was trying to watch everyone. And then I realized that certain people may or may not have been lying. And then that stressed me out, so I was trying to keep an eye on everyone's strokes. And then I started shanking it, and then I lost count of my own strokes.
I was playing so bad, and I was one beer too deep into it to like keep track myself. And so Blake kept asking, like, "Did you swing yet? What'd you hit?" I was like, I have no idea, dude. I stopped keeping track when I hit like 20 on the third hole. It's like, it doesn't matter for me at this point what my score is.
I was getting real hung up on it.
You were
Blake also had a really good golf. one really good drive there at the end.
Yeah, my friend was like, "I'll give you $40 if you can hit someone." And I had no hesitation. I just walked right up to the tee and swung basically as hard as I could, and I hit it into the parking lot.
Yep. Right over people's heads.
Luckily, I didn't hit anyone, or I guess unfortunately for me, I didn't hit anyone or any cars, so I didn't get any
Probably
money.
definitely a fortunate thing that you didn't.
Absolutely.
I wonder, like, they should have signs out there that say no one is responsible for your car.
Well, I
They
don't-
usually have signs like that.
I think that typically
Yeah.
when you swing a pitching wedge, it doesn't go half the distance. That
Nobody
you managed
expects it to
hit
go
that.
to the moon.
Yeah, I don't even know how you hit that hard.
I know, and that far with a pitching wedge, I'm like,
Yeah. And then we're all in Hawaiian shirts and look like total jackasses. So
I was just so worked
it
up
was
about the
not easy
scoring. I
to
was like,
not
"Give me
easy to walk away from there. Definitely got
We
yelled at
looked-
a little bit, but
We took peas on the course.
yeah, we did in some bushes.
had to. They didn't have any places to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Why
an
don't-
18 hole course, and they didn't have any places to stop.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
we didn't even make it 18. We made it to 9, and
I
we were
know.
close enough to the parking lot. We're like, we're done.
yeah.
Yeah, it was an expensive golf game for me.
Can you imagine if we did 9 more holes though? I'm like, dude, we would have been so
Well, after
destroyed.
Yeah, I was just say after that last swing, I was like, no, we're done. Let's go put it away now and get out of here.
Everyone get out, go. Yeah, it was pretty. That was pretty fun. Definitely a cool spot. Stanley Park is pretty cool. Immediately afterwards, we take this Uber and like we see what's it called, English Bay? Is that what it was?
Oh, I can't. I think
so.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So our Uber driver takes us over there. He's super cool. And then we're like, oh, this is where like the entire city of Vancouver is basically.
Those beaches were really nice, and
Yeah.
obviously it was a hot day, so
Dude,
it made sense.
if you had just taken a video of that, someone would have thought it was like California or like
Yeah,
Miami.
that
or
part was
something.
really cool. I was like, dang, we should maybe stop there, but we're all in like jeans or we're
Yeah.
cut off jeans and
and cowboy
Hawaiian
boots.
shirts.
I
So
was
like none
wearing-
of us are built to. yeah,
I was
Colton's
wearing
in Hawaii.
double denim and a long jacket because I threw a fit in the morning.
You
So
did.
Colton made cut off sleeves and personalized his shirt. So then I felt like I wanted to be personalized too. So I wear my jacket that's kind of red on the inside that matches the shirt. And then everyone's like, it's going to be too hot. It's going to be too hot. And I was like, no, it's up to me.
It's my choice.
I said that.
And we're like, that's cool, dude. We're all wearing the same shirt though.
Yeah, but Colton had cut off sleeves. It was different.
Yeah. So Blake threw a tantrum in the morning.
I wanted to be different.
On
too.
our first day. And as penance for that, we take this. So we were trying to get to Granville Island, and like there's just a bunch of, it's like a cool like Pike's Place kind of market
To
deal.
say you can actually just drive there.
Definitely,
but
dude.
our trip was cooler.
Yeah, you can just drive over a Jansen Beach sized bridge. Like it's not that far. We could have
Yeah.
walked. But there's this tiny ferry that like holds maybe 10 people, and it's like $5 to just get across the channel, which is super cool. Of course we're going to do that.
It's pretty fast.
It was pretty fast. Yeah, we got some good pictures on it too, which was great. Like probably my favorite picture of the weekend is from there.
Yeah.
So we're all like having a good time. You know, we're all pretty lit up, I'd say, from golfing. And we get into this ferry. He takes off, and like he gets us over to the other side, and everyone is out except for Blake and I. And Blake goes first, and because of his denim jacket that he decided to wear, that he absolutely had to wear, he puts his knee up to get out of the ferry, and then his phone just hits the ferry and then goes straight into the water. We asked the ferry driver, like, hey, can we dive real quick to get it? And he's like, it's cold and deep and fast.
And there's boats everywhere.
And there's boats above you.
Yeah, he was very adamant. He's like, I would not do that. By the time your head comes up, you're going to be way down there in the channel.
Yeah.
Chopped off by a propeller.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
like, boats come literally every 5 minutes.
So if you think you can get it in 3, then go for it. No, that phone is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I decided to not freak out about it because I knew that it was just payback for wearing the jacket.
Honestly, though, your reaction to it was more unsettling than if you had been like so mad about it. I was just
Everyone
I was
else
afraid
was-
to just talk to you because you got
Yeah.
so silent. I was like, you're like, it's fine. It's fine. And I was like, it's not fine. It's so not fine.
how is he going to lash out
Yeah.
now?
I was like, Blake, wasn't your ID?
Everyone,
in that?
keep eyes on him.
Yeah.
Daddy's mad.
Everyone else was pissed for me, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Because my wallet and my ID and my cards and
All of his
everything.
forms of payment.
Yeah, and identification.
Yeah, were in the phone. And I was just like, well, there's nothing left to do. Let's just go get a beer.
Yeah, well, that was such a bummer. We ran out of Zins at some point.
Oh, yeah, they don't sell Zins in Canada.
No, they don't. They banned them. I was talking to
It's
the
2020, yeah.
I was talking to a security guard at one of the places we
We
went.
just smoke cigarettes like an idiot.
Yeah, we did. We did do that. I don't think anyone was.
Felt like a really cool idea until we took our first drag, and I was like, this is why I don't do this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
brought me back to like before I started quitting smoking and stuff, and I was just like,
And our,
this feels right, but my lungs don't feel good.
your hands and your breath smell all day.
Yeah, exactly.
We did that before we went to sit down at that like
Nice restaurant.
family-oriented brewery, and just 6 dudes reeking of cigarettes and beer.
Yeah.
The amount of looks that we got on this trip was not good.
Oh my
The
god.
Hawaiian shirts, like everybody was really nice in Canada.
Yeah.
I feel like for the most part, except for when we donned the Hawaiian shirts. All of us as a
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
And it was like, I don't know. I kept looking around. I was like, is there something else like that they're talking about? What's wrong? But there were so many people just walking by, like, really, guys?
That's
Really?
what-
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
One person said that. He's like, come on.
Come on, really? Really? And I was like, keep walking. Keep walking.
But I was like, is there something that we don't know about Hawaiian shirts here in Canada? Like, is this like a big old statement of something not
I don't
good?
know what that
don't
is. Like,
know.
what do you guys hate Samoans or something? Like, what the fuck?
I have no idea what was going on, but they did not. Were not into it at all.
No, they were pissed that we were wearing them. We got so many like mean mugging looks,
Yeah.
like everywhere we went.
It didn't
Yeah.
help that we were talking about really unsavory things the whole time.
That probably didn't help either. Yeah, probably pretty loud about it too.
Very loud.
Yeah.
I was watching this couple try to have a nice date. This woman just like kept like trying to talk to her partner, and then every once in a while I'll go,
Oh yeah. Do you remember at the brewery right before we were golfing? So the thing about Canada,
yeah.
it's way more common for them to do communal seating than not. You know what I mean? So like most of the time, you're not going to get a personal table. You're going to get a long table, and you're going to be seated with multiple other people that you don't know. So we're a bachelor party, and
That
there's
is
6 of
cool.
us.
I think that's cool.
I think it's super cool.
I think that they didn't think it was cool.
No. But so we're sitting there at this brewery. So that's kind of how they do it at a lot of the places that we went. So we're sitting at this brewery, and we're like the highest energy of probably the entire trip, because it's the first actual day that we have the whole day. You know, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. We're starting in on drinking beers. We got a couple of them in us, and the rest of the day ahead of us. So we're all jacked. And, obviously that leads to just debauchery, just whatever, talking about crazy shit. And this waitress kept trying to sit groups next to us. She went through 2 groups. 2 groups sat next to us. The first group was cool, and then they were like, you know what? We're just going to move. They're like, it's not about you guys. It's not about you guys. And we're like, we get it. It is, and you should move. Like,
Yeah.
please move.
it'd be more comfortable for all of us, by the way. I don't know why they kept doing that.
I think because they needed seating and they were starting to get busy, but then like because we couldn't keep ourselves under control, we were just ruining it for them.
Yeah, and we were probably there for too long for them,
Maybe, yeah.
I think I had like 3 beers.
Really?
4 beers, maybe. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Every teacher's worst nightmare child. In a classroom, there were 6 of us all together.
Yeah. All of the class rejects.
Yeah, absolutely. I know my wife the whole time was so concerned. She's like, will you guys just please make it back alive? I was like, I'm trying.
I had no way to communicate with my fiance. So.
I didn't either until we had Wi-Fi, which was at the Airbnb. And I either had Wi-Fi early in the morning when I was super hungover or late at night when we would get back and I was hammered. Mm-hmm. So like I would just send her like random pictures, no other context. And like not even like things are going great. I was just like, here's the outside of our Airbnb. And she's like, what the fuck is this?
Here's a picture of the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look at this clock I found.
I actually have a funny one about that too. Emmy asked me for some pictures when we were in Whistler, which when we were in Whistler was the worst I have ever felt probably in my entire life, because I went a little too hard in the night before.
You went nonverbal the night before.
I did. Oh, speaking of that too, like crazy update for me with that.
Same day that I lost my phone.
Yeah, so the same day Blake lost his phone, we're getting made fun of for our Hawaiian shirts. We end up going back. I think we changed because it was going to get colder or something like that. We wanted to just make sure we were prepped. And then we went and checked out Gastown.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty cool area, actually. Everything's like all cobblestone. They have that cool like old steam clock we looked at, which was the most touristy thing we probably did.
It was. I did get asked if we went there, and unprompted, somebody was like, "Did you go see the clock?" And I was like, "Yeah." Do you know about that?
Yeah, well, I knew it. I mean, when I was like doing research on it, they're like, "Oh yeah," like on the tourist like sites and stuff. They're like, "You got to go check out the clock." It's like I think one of 2 or something that are still left, or something like that, which was cool to see it. I mean, I don't know, but
we saw it. Walk away.
We saw it. We're like, woo! Took a picture, and then we're on to the next thing. But went and checked out some bars while we were down there, and we end up at the latest portion of the night, basically, at this bar that was really actually pretty cool. It's called Gringo. They had great food. It was like a smaller bar down this alleyway. Dylan wanted to go to it so bad.
Yeah.
We were walking by, and he just sees this like sign. He's like, "We gotta go there. I bet you they have tacos."
That burrito was so good, dude.
Yeah, so we went there. Great food. Bartenders, everybody was friendly. There was this one lady that came in there, and I'm at this point, I honestly don't know how they let me in, because I was not there. I had made a few mistakes drink wise earlier, and they were coming up to haunt me.
Yeah.
And I think I was like honestly for a little bit like nonverbal. I was like, please don't talk to me. I just need to I need to sit here and zone out at the table for a second.
At one point you thought you ordered a beer and she brought you water and you're like, this isn't what I ordered. Where's my beer? And Colton had to give you his.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right. I could have lived without knowing that. Anyways, so yeah, while we're sitting there, this lady comes in and she's like bouncing off the walls, like going. And I mean, I'm like cross-eyed trying to like look, and I've noticed this girl's like not leaving our table alone, and we're kind of like backed up against the wall. It's not really an area that you come up and like I feel like just to have conversations with people, you know?
No.
And she was like coming in, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just running around stealing stuff." And we're like, oh, okay, so she's on drugs for sure, you know?
Yeah.
The quote was, "I'm trying to create a backpack full of memories that my friend will never remember."
Yeah, which is like, what the fuck even is that? Like, what's the point of that?
I don't know what she was on, but she was going around stealing stuff, telling everybody she was stealing stuff. And in the meantime, we had used my phone for the QR code on the table to like look at beers and stuff. I have no idea. Like, we set it down, and then all of a sudden it was just gone. And so was that lady.
Very suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, I was like fully convinced that it must have just fell under the table or something. I'm like, nah, it's probably on the ground or something like that. And we're trying to dig for it. And we're calling it like crazy. And then we're outside in the alleyway because we're like trying to figure out how to find my phone. And the lady's still out there. And she's still like running around. She's like talking. She's like, "Oh, you guys looking for your phone or whatever? What's going on? Did you guys lose something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to find my phone." One of our buddies is like, "Yeah, did you steal it?" She's like, "No, whatever, something along those lines, right?" and then was kind of like going in and out of the bar and stuff. And at some point, we had like mentioned loud enough that we were able to track the phone, and it was like, well, we'll find it. It's around here somewhere, and we'll keep calling it, and we'll just call the cops. You know?
Yeah.
And as soon as we mentioned that, she's like walking around. Now, granted, we have been outside for, I had no sense of time, but for what I was told, it's probably about 40 minutes or so.
It's also 2:00 in the morning at this point.
Yeah. And she's like all of a sudden my phone is just on the ground suspiciously where I was never standing. And she's like, oh my gosh, is this the phone you're looking for? I'm like, oh, look who came to the rescue.
Yeah,
You
no
know?
shit. It was crazy, dude. That lady was at the fine establishment that we were at before that, too. And I think she came up to us and was like, I think she tried to explain it there or something. And like, none of us were having it, obviously. We're just like, okay, whatever. And then we saw her again at that taco bar or whatever.
There was a lot of time that passed between when she was at our table and when we realized that the phone was gone.
There was, yeah.
She duped us.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I got through a burrito. We all got through a
We didn't even
burrito.
notice for a while.
Nope.
And we didn't even think that it was her for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think
I was
think
so
it was
like,
me, but one of us was like, what about that lady? Do you think she has it?
Right. You know, I was thinking about this and I was like, we were the only Americans probably within 10 miles. And that lady happened to be with I mean, you know, a minority. And we were immediately like, hey, did you take this phone?
We went back to our roots real quick.
oh my God.
No, we didn't actually
I think I was
ask him.
perched up against a wall.
You were-
Did
yeah.
somebody take my phone?
We had to come find you in an alleyway. No, I looked at him and I was like, because I knew that he was with her, and I just
Well,
looked.
she said she was throwing stuff in his backpack.
Yeah, and he was the guy with the backpack. So I was like, "Hey, man, did you guys steal the phone?" And then I thought about how that probably looked and sounded, and I was like, "Fuck." Not because of that.
We
not
turned
like
into
that.
60s cops in the South real quick. got out the nightstick.
I got a batana. I got these short shorts on, Lieutenant Dangle. Yeah, no, it was pretty nuts, and I had to backtrack real fast on that one. But
Yeah, because as soon as they said, no, we don't have your phone, I was like, oh, that's it. Like, we can't press them anymore.
sorry, sir.
But then some of us were persistent.
Yeah.
And it
Well, yeah,
paid
it turns
off,
out they did have the phone.
unfortunately.
they did have the phone, yeah. We did also go to this. I'm not any good at the game, but we went to this ping pong bar, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that one's called Back and Forth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a
Back and
great
Forth.
name for it, too. I was like, that's cool.
It is cool. It's probably in the worst place in town.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we went down some bad alleyways when we were over
Yes.
there. Like, I feel like, because when we were looking it up, I was like, okay, you know what? There's a lot of things saying, like, hey, people need to be, like, careful when they go to visit Vancouver, because it's not like it, you know, was or whatever, and it's very similar to, like, Seattle or Portland. You know, there's a lot of, you know, like, homeless people, and
I thought it was way better than either one of those cities.
well, I did too. That's what I was going to say. The only time I felt like I was like, you know what? Okay, this is a little bit similar to like walking down some of the streets of Portland at night was when we were in Gastown area.
Yeah.
I feel like it picked up a little bit there. But where we were at, like pretty downtownish in Vancouver.
Not
was,
bad.
Like, yeah, I felt super safe there. Way safer than any of the streets over here.
Yeah. Well, over there, it seems more sectioned off. Like, here's your street, you know?
Yeah, which we found multiple of those, I feel like, on our
We did.
drunken debacle walks.
We were in a place that shall not be named, and I thought it was interesting that the gang crime unit of the police did a walkthrough.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
anyone else notice that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I was ready to get up and go at that point.
Yeah, dude, I was like, we're going to get shot up here.
I was like, whoa. What did we just walk into?
Hold
here?
on, dude. I didn't know this was Compton. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of gangs in Compton. That's why I just said
It was so, like, out of place that we were like, are they actors?
that.
I
Yeah.
thought they were in costume or something.
This is about to get really cool. No, that was scary. That was weird. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, are they here for us? For a second. And I was like, no, I left that life behind. They'll never catch me. Yeah, man, that was cool. The back and forth was cool. It did smell like cat piss in there for some
It
reason.
did. It had
Weird.
a really weird smell.
The bathroom was half dark.
Oh, that was the other thing about Canada that was interesting. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
It was difficult at times to find the restrooms in places.
It was
All
always-
of the bathrooms in every like bar or restaurant we went to,
Washrooms.
washrooms, whatever, were like so far away.
Oh,
so
yeah.
far, like you'd walk down, you're like, I didn't even realize the building was this long, and it's like back tucked around like three corners.
Yeah.
Punch a barcode in that you got to remember when it's like.
I'm like a camel. If I go out, I just shut down. I'm like, I'm not peeing anywhere. So I didn't see that at all. I
only poop at home.
Even
I
even
did.
that tiny Ringo bar we were in,
I didn't go there. Yeah.
the bathroom in it was
so
like
far away.
I felt like connected to an opposite building.
It had 2 sets of doors that were locked. You had to have a code to get through.
What the fuck? That's weird.
Yeah, so imagine that when I was hammered trying to remember the code.
Stumbling through a
Then
hallway.
you get the first code and then you can't remember it. You're trapped in the room.
This episode's actually about Anthony getting kidnapped and trafficked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet. The next day, we'll just put a cap on that. The next day, we went to Whistler Village. But first, we stopped off at a pretty cool like cargo container. I'll see if I can find a picture.
That place was really cool.
It was, yeah. I showed Jaden a picture, and I was like, "This is the worst picture ever." And I didn't take a picture of anything behind us, but check this out. And
We were hangry at that point.
yeah, everyone was really upset.
I did not like the length of the line either. I was like, I felt like right when we showed up, everybody else had just shown up before us.
Yeah.
We're like, great.
We could have been in Whistler 2 hours before if we didn't stop for food. But
Kept setting up these small expectations and then like not completing them.
Moving the
Everyone
goalpost.
That was literally my
getting
biggest
more and more
worry
upset.
about like planning that stuff out. Was I was like, dude, there's just no way that like I'm gonna be able to have any of this actually go to plan.
no,
Like,
it never works that way.
no.
Yeah. So anyway, we get to Whistler probably about 4 or 5, 4-ish.
I think it was earlier than that. I think it was like 2:30.
No, no way, because the lifts were closed. Like
Not when we got there.
not when we got there, but then we sat down and had like 2 beers and then they closed. I think it was late.
It was like 3.
Yeah, I'll settle for 3. But yeah, we get up there. It's pretty cool. That was the first time you guys have seen that, right?
Oh yeah.
I've never been there.
I definitely want to go back there. That place was fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's like this cool little Nordic kind of village. Like you're walking around, and I've been there just a couple times, just 2 times before this. And one of the times I wasn't of age to drink, so I didn't. The second time I was of age, but I only went to a few spots up there. What I didn't know is that they have nightclubs underground there, which I had no idea.
It was cool.
It was cool. I was like, it's a Sunday night. It's Mother's Day. It's midnight, and this club is packed, basically. Like, that was crazy. It's like, what the hell are all these people doing here?
And we got down
Yeah.
on each other.
Yeah, we did. I think we freaked a couple people out.
Yeah, we did.
I think you
Our
guys did
friends.
too, from what I can see. There's definitely a like a nice ring of openness around our group at all times.
100%. Yeah. I'd have it no other way, though. It was perfect. Yeah, so we hit a couple of bars up there. We hit that. My favorite part of that, probably that whole trip was that vodka ice room. I thought that was cool as shit.
Yeah, that was fun.
I've been waiting like 6 years to do that.
That was a good time. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
The guy, I can't remember his name.
Me
but
neither, but he's British.
Yeah, which was cool. It was fun having him explain stuff to us.
Yeah.
I feel like the little bit that he did. I don't know if he's just like, these guys just want to try this.
Yeah. He's like, it's a Sunday. You guys want 5 shots of vodka? Like,
Well, yeah, so
okay.
you pay for it and you get like 4, right? And what is crazy about that is to think about that you're only allowed to be in that room for like maximum 20 minutes. And so none of that went through my head. I was like, wow, and he gave us an extra shot too. He gave us 5.
Yeah.
So I was like, we just had 5 shots of vodka in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I was pretty scared for like the next hour. So I was like, this is about to hit the fan hard.
I don't feel like it did. I felt like it was pretty chill.
I think and then we went back to that other, what I don't remember the name of that bar either. It was
Furniture warehouse.
Yeah.
El Fernie.
Fernie, that's what they call
Fernie's
it.
was
Yeah. I love that place, dude.
it's called Furniture
That was a cool
Warehouse.
bar.
I was having a good time there.
Went there, and Dylan's immediately like, green tea shots for the table, please. I was like, dude, what?
Round them up. Let's do this. Yeah, that was cool. That was a good DJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
remember
it was
that for a
amazing.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Y'all sang Colt 45 way too loud.
Yeah, we did. I think Colton was like not having it. I think he was like trying to keep us, which was odd. That's never what he does. But I think he was like, "There's too many people in here for us to be like rowdy." And I was like, "Yeah."
It's definitely a tipping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have gone south really quickly.
I was gonna say, while we were there too, I was going back and forth trying to figure out. I was like, I think that our waitress didn't like us, but I don't know if it was that or if she was just super busy. She had a bunch of tables. It was pretty packed.
Probably a little bit of both.
But I think that like us being obnoxious and just the way we are did not help with her wanting to come to our table.
No, not at all. She wanted a nice, quiet Sunday, and then we were like, "Colt 45." Just six
She
full-grown
wanted a
men.
nice, quiet Sunday though. Like having that DJ play was not the right move. 'Cause,
No.
like,
That guy was fire.
yeah, he was killing it.
Yeah, that's that guy. I wish I could go back to wherever he's playing next. I love him.
I know we had meals on this trip, but it felt like we didn't eat a single thing.
Yeah,
I constantly had that feeling of like feeling hollow in my stomach.
The portion sizes were so small. I feel like. I don't know.
When we were drinking, so I was just nauseous and I wasn't able to finish. Like I don't know if I finished a single meal while I was there. I just ate like a bird the whole time.
you did. That Irish bar that we went to, and you got bangers and mash.
Yeah.
You ate like
I ate most of the
sausage.
sausage.
Yeah.
I ate most of the sausage and I picked around at the greens and spinach and stuff. But then I was like, I'm done. I just want another one of these Guinness because those were good.
That dude, those are. I have never honestly had a Guinness on draft, and I was like, "This is the way, dude." Like I loved it.
Yeah, it was
I think
a good
it's
beer.
even better in Ireland.
That's what they say. I always
water.
hear that.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, that's where their headquarters is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the water. Or
I do want to go to
nitrates.
Ireland. That's on my list.
Yeah, same here. We should plan. That's our next trip. Next year, boys go to Ireland. Maybe we'll film that one. Anyway,
I could do my bachelor party in Ireland.
that would be cool. When is your bachelor party in 2 years? Because then I can afford it.
Next year.
I know you haven't really said what you really wanted to do on your bachelor trip.
I think you asked me in the car and then you immediately regretted it because I was like, as much physical activity as possible.
That is
you did
true.
say that.
Maybe I
I
had to
was
just
being
black it out. I know. We got up to Whistler and you're like, we're doing activities,
It's
right?
like we're spending most of our time at oxygen bars.
And I was like, no, we're still just drinking all day long.
I think we had a lull and Dylan asked me, he's like, are you bored? I was like, it's not about me, man. You're like, you're bored. Tell me you're bored.
Tell me you're bored, dude. No, I
I picked
could
up immediately after that.
Yes, it did. It got pretty wild after that.
Well, when we first got there at that like Longhorn or Longhouse, whatever it was called,
Yeah.
that first bar we were at.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it really dawned on me. I was like, dude, I am old because like I drank more than I needed to the night before, but we get there and we get sat down. And our server comes by and she's like, getting everybody drinks. And I had, I think, a Corona
Yeah.
and barely even touched it. She comes back. She's like, you guys want anything else? Everybody's getting a second round. I'm like, I guess I'll take another one. So I had two like full Coronas sitting on my table and I'm shaking and just like having heart palpitations. I felt terrible. And I look over because there's these kids being super loud and just having the time of their lives. And they're like, they must have they bumped into some people that they hadn't seen in a year or something because
Yeah.
that kept being screamed. They're like, I haven't seen him in a year.
Well, they came out with sparklers and champagne shooters.
Yeah,
I was like,
and they were
what
just-
the fuck?
Yeah, it was like a Tommy gun
a
champagne
surprise
shooter,
thing.
and they're just like
Yeah.
shooting champagne everywhere, all over us while we're sitting there just like trying to survive, And my wife's
Hungover
like,
as
"Can you
fuck."
send me a picture of Whistler?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I turn around and I take a picture of literally like most of it's an umbrella. And then I was like, "Don't make me stand up."
This is a selfie and you have tears streaming down your face. Get me out of here, baby.
Yeah.
Everyone was younger than us and we were pissed.
Yeah. They were having so much fun. And like,
Yeah.
they were having the kind of fun that we had on Saturday, but on Sunday. and it was
Yeah.
just like,
The
It
juxtaposition
just
was
made me
hilarious.
feel bad.
Yeah.
I was like, dang,
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's cool. Like, live it up, guys.
Because we
Live
were
it
all
up while
in
you're
silence
young.
for like an hour.
The poor waitress is going back between both tables. She's like having a blast at one, and she comes over to us and just like feels drained immediately. It's sad.
Like, I gotta go feed the alcoholics over there. Yeah, we were just so fucked up from the night before that we were all just kind of like, I mean, I was fine, but everyone else was.
Funny, Trey was like, I'm so hungry, I need to eat. And we're like, no, don't order anything here. We're going to go to the next spot.
And then an hour
and a half later, there's just more drinks. I could have eaten by now.
And then we get there, and he orders that burger and takes one bite. He's like, "This is the worst burger I've ever eaten."
He's like, I guess I'll just eat fries then.
He literally couldn't finish the burger.
No.
He's like,
Which I wish I would have tried it because
he's not picky.
no. That's why I was like,
He's
it must be really bad. I
He took one bite.
guess.
He's like, this is disgusting.
He literally took one bite and he was like, I can't finish this. He's like, I guess I'll just eat fries for the rest of the day. Oh, man.
Burned the shit out of my mouth on my
Shepherd's pie.
shepherd's pie. I couldn't taste anything.
That did look good though.
It was good.
It
I
did.
couldn't taste it after the first bite because of the potatoes. But it was good.
Jesus, man. Yeah, then we proceeded to just get fucked up again. So that was cool. Man.
Top 5 worst car rides home for sure.
Oh, for sure, dude. I thought I was going to fall asleep or like throw up on the way home or something. And I was just like, oh, God, someone else drive, please.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad car rides, we took an Uber, and there's usually not enough room for all of us to wear the seatbelts, so it was most of us wearing seatbelts. But someone just completely cut our Uber off, and this guy actually slams on the brakes, and Trey almost goes flying through the windshield.
Dude, I was sitting behind Trey and I watched him go from like this position right here on the like thing, trying to just get
Yeah.
any room at all. And then the Uber driver slams on his brakes and he flies up and like he's got to be like 2 inches shorter because that
Yeah.
I watched his neck compress like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And he was like, I've been having neck issues for the past 2 years, and I feel great now. He just doesn't have a neck anymore.
He got a high-speed chiropractic adjustment, dude. It was crazy. Oh god, dude, it was so funny. It was
It
ridiculous.
was dangerous. Like, it was close. Like, we could have gotten hurt.
Yeah. That guy was not like the world's best driver though. Like I wasn't
If it was anyone else, I probably would have gone through the window so if I was in that situation.
There has to be a head-shaped indent on the top of his roof now because he hit that fucker so hard, dude.
We were like literally inches from the bumper of that
Yeah.
other car though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how we didn't hit him.
I loved it. Trey, dude, Trey was just having the worst day of his life.
Yeah.
And then the Uber driver just drove off like regular. Like, he was just like, okay.
Everybody out.
It was a very eventful day.
Trey forgot how to do math for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all the same day. I lost my phone. Anthony got his phone stolen,
Yeah.
and Trey almost went through the car.
Dude, Trey had the worst weekend ever.
We would not let up on making fun of him. No. I felt bad at one point. I was like, I don't think I'm even being funny. I'm just being mean.
He's such a good sport, though. I hope he knows that we love him. I don't think he watches these, but
But we do love him.
he's such a fun hang, dude. That's why I invited him in the first place. I was like, I don't hang out with him enough. I'm like, but I want to because he's so much fun when I do. Anyway, that's our episode. Thanks for watching. There is no video evidence of that Bachelor Trip, so don't worry about it. You should watch our other episodes, though. There were 2 of them where Blake and I, it was just Blake and I. So one's a therapy session and one we're talking about our dicks. Thanks for watching.